We are good to go. We are live. Sorry for the whole lateness of our arrival.
You know, these technical difficulties, they are so frustrating, but don't worry. We've got a team of trained monkeys, orangutans, actually, and they take care of the situation anytime it arises. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
They are just waiting in the wings just to swing in and leap to action.
Yeah, and they're cheap, too. They work
Very
cheap.
Don't get much cheaper than an orangutan. They literally get paid in peanuts.
Or fruit or rum. As one likes rum. That's my fault. Sorry.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world, my friend. I mean, just because you got one monkey addicted to rum.
Yeah, we should have Agent 98.6 back on here to do our
producing. Where is
she? Yeah. Well, she's hanging around somewhere. She doesn't live. She doesn't live in that bunker anymore. Under Mount St. Helens.
No,
she abandoned that one.
Just drop all pretense and just call ourselves an explain universe again.
Yeah, we could do that.
Get Nikki back full time and just be like, hey, we're the lads from the verse. Rexall Drug Company rules.
It does indeed. Speaking of which, as soon as it decides it's going to load up,
this portion is brought to you by whatever we have in stock are us, your one-stop place to shop for whatever we happen to have lying around at the time.
Brilliant. That wasn't the Rexall commercial.
No, it wasn't. What happened to the Rexall drug one? Oh, there it is. Anyway, never mind.
So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of the Squatchable podcast. It is episode 52. It is a year since we started doing this. What have we learned,
Phil? We've learned that we should keep our mouths shut, but we still don't know any better.
We don't know any better. We really don't. I've learned that there are way too many Bigfoot conferences. Started off with we've lost a co-host along the way. Gained several other co-hosts. It's been a good year.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Yeah. And I was like the fourth runner-up. I mean, basically, he just got a hold of me as kind of a last-ditch effort, figuring, Phil will do anything.
Phil will do anything for a bottle of rum. But yeah, 1 year of doing this show. It's amazing that there's that much Bigfoot news. I mean, well, there's been a couple of episodes where there hasn't been any Bigfoot news, but we've made do.
Yeah, it's still. I'm surprised that Bigfoot is still an up and coming topic, and it's not that the people that are into it are more active. It's just that there's more and more new people coming into it, and it's generating more stuff.
It's always good to have more stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's never a shortage of, really bad Bigfoot videos for NVTV or Thinker Thunker or any of them to look at and say, this is real, and for us to go, no, it's not real.
Well, if they show me something that's really convincing, I'll give them a benefit of the doubt, and there have been many times that I've said this could possibly be a Bigfoot. And then there's a couple of circumstances where I said, I believe that is a Bigfoot. So, those are so rare. I mean, I can count them on two fingers. So, hey, I'm just saying.
Well, that's all good. Right, so our first story, this one is for one of our listeners, Ace Space NG, regular listener to the show. I think she'll like this one. Banff National Park. Provincial wildlife experts are warning hikers, skiers, and snowmobiles that we've entered the most active period of the Yeti mating season, and forested areas are no longer safe for human activity. The Yetis tend to most active following the solstice, says regional cryptobiologist Caroline D. Knight. Humans aren't the only ones who find long nights romantic. During breeding season, Yetis are known to display aggressive behavior towards humans, including but not limited to biting, mauling, and sobbing uncontrollably while holding the human in a bear hug and drunkenly ranting about their ex. If you do come across any Yeti mating activity, it's important not to panic, D. Knight says. Never enter the woods at this time of the year without at least one Sade or George Michael song on your phone. Set your speaker to maximum and fling the device as far away from your location as possible. Like all warm-blooded amorous creatures, Yetis will be drawn to that music. Then you run like hell. D. Knight cautions that anyone who escapes a Yeti encounter using this method needs to change all of their passwords as soon as possible upon reaching safely, or risk discovering some very disturbing images uploaded to their cloud. This is, of course, a parody satire piece written by the Beaverton.com, but I found it amusing. So
Bobo Fay, though, has determined that during this time of year, if you also leave a lot of beer, Bigfoot tend to cry in their beer just like we do. And it's just one of those things. So he leaves beer. Remember he was on that show? He was on that show, and the guy asked him, did Bigfoot like beer? He goes, yeah, Bigfoot like beer. It's interesting, though, that Yeti is in the northern. It can get very cold and snowy in the northern region. So, yeah, I could see a Yeti, hanging out there. Yeah, why not?
And why not? Why not get worried about Yeti rape?
Yeah. Is there semen? Is there Bigfoot semen?
I'm trying to collect that right now.
Good old James Bobo Fay.
What's our next story?
Our next story is you, of course. Power breakdown. 3-minute video on the oh damn it. I deleted half my notes when I thought we weren't doing the show. That picture from Mark Anders. The
gorilla in the tree.
The gorilla in a tree picture being debunked. Well, he doesn't debunk. Power breakdown does not debunk. He investigates. He starts with a null hypothesis and lets the evidence take him where it does. It's not his fault. It usually ends up with him debunking something.
It's not me, folks. It really isn't.
It's not him. It's just the way the wind goes. In this case, the evidence takes him to the comedy show Max Out, started by Mark Anders, who has a fascination with apes. And happy with the reception of Max Out, Mark Anders started a debate show about Bigfoot, obtained a rather good-looking costume, and made several videos about it. This is the
like over 100.
Over 100. There were quite a few.
Oh yeah. That is the same costume in the same area. Looks like the same time of day. Well, some look like later on in the day, but it's probably the same damn day.
Probably. And he's made a few of those videos, and he talks about those videos which he made.
And it's all tongue in cheek. I mean, he's just doing it to get some kind of a publicity for himself.
Yeah.
Because he wants to be an actor. He wants to be a radio DJ or whatever, talk show host or whatever he can get, whatever gig he can possibly get. He wants to be a stand-up comic, and this is where he's starting, making these pretty lame Bigfoot videos.
They are incredibly lame. Let's be fair. I mean, if you watch a couple of his videos, go to his channel by all means and check them out. I mean, they are quite obviously fake.
Yeah, that photo does go back quite a ways, 2011, 2012-ish. And it first showed up on his channel. So, I mean, it showed up as being by him, being posted by him. So back then, so there you go. It's a Mark Anders thing. It's an ape. It's in San Diego Zoo. And there you go, folks.
The funny thing was, I had sent Bob a picture of that from Instagram because it came up literally this week as something new. And I wanted to ask him, and he's like, no, this has been around a while. And it just goes to show how if these people just recycle no matter how old or new it gets.
Or how, even if it's been debunked back then, it's fair game.
Yep.
Very much fair game.
Yeah.
All right, so that wraps that one up. We now move on to our next story, which is the Oregon Bigfoot Festival and beyond.
Another one.
Wow. Well, where's the sound effects?
Yeah, I really wish I had a soundboard because I'd hype this one up. It is quite possibly the lamest. Like, I've been.
There you go.
That was unhelpful.
No, I know.
But I've been to a lot of conference websites, and this one is the lamest looking I've ever seen. It's Saturday, the 25th of July. Tickets cost $45 a head. James Bobo Fay, Cliff Barackman, and special guest Mel Shakan.
The Shack.
The Shack. Note, there's a couple of notes here. Merchandise, autographs, and photo opportunities will be available for purchase in addition to your paid general conference admission. So after forking out $50, feel free to spend more money. And another note, there are no refunds in the event of a celebrity cancellation for reasons beyond Oregon Bigfoot Festival's control. A substitute may be scheduled in place without notice. And that's all the information they gave me. I went over this website a few times, and that is all I could find. No Yeti howling competitions, no cookout, no Q&A. That's all the website said, was that these people would be speaking and there are no refunds. So, free publicity for them, but I've got to tell you, this is not looking good.
Well, it's a lame promotion, but if Bobo's around and Barrickman's around, I can guarantee you there is going to be beer. So there is that.
There is that,
and also it kind of makes sense that it happens in Oregon because Barrickman lives in the Portland area. And also, I think it's commendable for the fact that they didn't announce it for this weekend, so that we get on the show and announce it the same day it's happening.
We got advance notice of this one. That's pretty cool.
Way in advance.
That's the 25th of July.
Good planning.
I did notice on the Facebook page, it said, like, besides the Bigfoot stuff, that like paranormal and ghosts adventure type stuff is included. So I guess now they're trying to just put as many subjects in at these conferences as they can, huh?
Well, why don't they promote it as a paranormal thing?
I think that's the beyond part of the
beyond.
Oh, okay.
It won't be long until it'll be Bigfoot, UFO, aliens, ghosts, Chupacabra in one big conference.
Well, in some circles, it already is.
It already is. I've always suspected.
Is Dr. J going to be speaking at this conferce?
No, he never gets invited to conferences.
Yeah, he got invited to one, and that was the last time.
I think they just get sick of his attitude and his ego, and they just don't want him there.
Oh yeah, the guy that was putting on this thing, the one I'd gone to twice as a speaker. He couldn't deal with him. He just could not deal with him. He wanted to be, he had his own time slot that he wanted to be on stage. He had to allot him at least an hour, perhaps an hour and a half of time. And it's like he was asking all those demands, and then he said he wanted them to promote it on their local radio station and all this kind of crap. And he's like, "No, I'm not doing this." And he asked for money, a lot of money. I didn't ask for money. I got reimbursed for a hotel room basically, and my gas, and that was it.
Still, it was nice of them to do that.
But and so it was like, no, forget it. Screw you. You're out.
Yeah. I mean, he's a nobody anyway. Let's be fair.
Not according to him.
Well, no, according to him, he's the second coming, the Bigfoot Messiah, Bigfoot Jesus, God, and the Holy Ghost, wrapped up in one crazy, crazy human being.
Well, he already did his reveal and has always brags. I got the 4-hour videos on YouTube. So why would you even need him at a conference if you can just look him up and talk about it?
That's a good point. You can just play his videos and be like, because he's always saying, read my book, watch my videos. So just play his videos. And,
I liked his last video, the short version.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was a good version you did.
I still laugh at that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's hilarious. I mean, it's better than the 11-minute video that you have to sit through if you watch it raw.
12 minutes, 38 seconds.
And he's saying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
For 12 minutes, 38 seconds.
Indeed. But anyway, enough about Dr. Johnson.
Okay, we'll go to a commercial break.
We'll go to a commercial break.
We have to plug our sponsor.
Go, plug.
I never cease to wonder at the many ways scientists have learned to improve on nature. And it seems to me that Plenamons, Rexall's popular multivitamin capsules, make a pretty good example.
Why, how do you mean?
Well, ma'am, long and careful study of the Plenamons formula has enabled Rexall scientists to make the vitamins it contains more stable than they are in their natural state. You can depend on any drug product that bears the name Rexall.
Good health to all from Rexall.
I mean, we give Rexall drug a lot of stick, but a lot of their products would have actually worked.
Well, they have a fading cream that if you put it on, I guess you turn invisible or something.
Okay, that probably wouldn't have worked. But the tapeworm for weight loss would have worked.
Oh, yeah, that definitely did work.
I mean, you can't argue with that. You can't argue with results. It would have worked. Okay, so moving on to Squatchable, we have a 3-minute video of something hiding behind a tree. It's advertised as Bigfoot hiding behind trees caught on a wildlife cam on YouTube. It's somebody recording the wildlife cam, so the quality's a little... as is the video. I watched this 3 times. I couldn't see anything behind a tree. Just going to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was gonna make a video about it. My downloaded version is badly pixelated, and it would almost be a shame to have to try to put this up, as a presentation, being that bad. I was thinking, well, maybe I can turn it into a parody, but there's a couple of things that I noticed. One is that what kind of appears to be the outline of a Sasquatch head and shoulder is just a branch sticking out of the tree from the other side, and the guy is filming it with a cell phone, with an iPhone.
Yeah, I wondered that. I was watching it and I was like, do they think that branch is part of an outline? Is that what I'm supposed to be looking at?
Yes, I think so. And also, he's not only filming it with a cell phone, but he's also filming it through a screen, like a window screen or his back door screen.
Yep.
So it's like, what?
You're looking at it and you're just like, how am I supposed to?
Now, I do see a little bit of light, like maybe there's a squirrel on the tree and then there's a little eye shine going on there or something, but that's it. Wasn't too exciting.
Wasn't too exciting.
I'm surprised they didn't draw some circles for us and put some arrows to help us out.
Yeah. I mean, that's Bigfoot Pictures 101.
That's right.
I'm tired of dealing with these amateurs. If you want us to take us seriously, you've got to put some red circles in there. How are we going to know what we're looking at without red circles and arrows?
It's Bigfoot with a broadsword. Conan meets Flash Gordon with Bigfoot on an alien planet.
It's that's the thing. I mean, it's a prerequisite. I don't do it on mine all the time. I do it sometimes if it's if I want to.
But that's you. I'm talking about the people that upload the actual videos. If you're going to upload big pixelated garbage, the least you can do is put a red circle around it. That's what I'm saying.
Make the hoax great again, right, Richard?
Yeah, exactly. Make hoaxes great again. I'm tired of laziness from Bigfoot hoaxers when, back in the old days, the Georgia freezer hoax, Tom Biscardi, Daisy in a box, all of these grandiose, awesome hoaxes. And these days we've just got people in ghillie suits walking around. It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Give me Matilda any day.
Exactly. Hashtag make hoaxes great.
It is getting a little bit depressing out there.
It's ridiculous. You don't even need Bill Pulling anymore, really. The layman could look at these videos and go, yeah, that's obviously fake.
Well, I mean, look at Timber Jim. I mean, he came back and he's not in form anymore. I don't know what happened. He's not running his daily mile and a half or something. It's just not there, dude.
I don't know. I'm a little worried about him. I think it was in an accident or something. Because there hasn't been a single selfie. And that's just not like Timber Jim at all.
Well, yeah, you got a point there. Well, our best wishes go out to Timber Jim if he's having some difficulty, whatever. If his face has gotten deformed and like rescuing some kid out of a fire or something, you never know what happened.
All right, Dean, for the Discworld reference, you're awesome. Okay, I'm gonna let you have that one. But yeah, so moving on to our final story of the night, also from Squatchable, a 6-minute interview with Paul Freeman on Good Morning America. Basically,
the old one,
the really old one, yeah.
Yeah.
They talked with Wes Summerlin and Paul Freeman. They went out to the forest to see where a Bigfoot track was cast. They had a chat about the need for, real Bigfoot evidence. Paul Freeman admitted that he had manufactured a print before, but was maintaining that this one he had was real. He also had some hair samples. I found it entertaining.
Here again.
Yeah.
Here again, he goes into the situation that I have explained before, as you recall, that he was attempting to duplicate the prints that he was finding in the woods to see how easy it would be to make one, or for a person to come out there and make one. And that's the reason why he was attempting to manufacture, he was trying to manufacture these prints. And here's the second time that I've heard of that he's on this show. And here again, he's stating it again, that, yeah, I did. And he's freely admitted that.
Yep.
He's not covering anything up. He's telling you, this is what I've done. And by the way, this is something different. And this show came on, by the way, before the 92 video.
Yep.
So that was really interesting.
It's, the Freeman footage is held up on the same level as the Patterson Gimlin film.
I put it above it.
Phil puts it above it. Bold words there, Phil. I mean, that's practically heresy in the Bigfoot world.
No, it's not.
It's not.
I've just decided.
He's decided. Fair enough. But it's a nice little 6-minute video. The links are in the description, as always. I'd suggest you watch it. It's worth 6 minutes of your time.
It really is. It's a good one.
Yeah.
If you don't know anything about him and you just see there it is video, his main video, it is interesting to see a little bit before what him and some of because everybody knows Renee Hendon by name sometimes, and to see that he was mixed in with some of these people before that video ever came out.
Yeah, and that's and he was a serious guy when it came to that. Renee Hendon was he was like one of the top 4, the super 4, whatever they call it, the apocalypse or
4 horsemen. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Grover Krantz, Peter Burns, Renee DeHinden, and the other one.
The other guy.
He's
Green,
like Ringo.
probably.
He's like Ringo. You know, he was there. But... yeah, quality. That'll wrap us up for this week. Phil, you got any interesting videos coming out?
I take them as I get them. It's just the way I roll.
Just the way I roll. I will be doing some more Keith and Colin strips next week. Don't know what they're going to be about yet. I'm not going to lie. Seriously, it's been a weird week and my mind's all over the place at the moment. So, but I will be making some fresh cartoons for next week. What else? Oh, I didn't know whether I was going to mention this or not, but okay. The bottom line is he's done a lot of work on this site and he deserves 20,000 hits, whatever my personal feelings are. If you haven't already liked the 14 Slip like page, please go do that. He has worked very hard. He does deserve 20,000 hits.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
So if you haven't liked that page, please go over there and do it.
And he does put on a damn good show, and I'm not saying that just because I'm on it sometimes. No, it is a really it's an entertaining show, not for kids. Not for kids.
Yeah, it's a great show. Okay, that was bitchy of me. No, it is a really good show. The 14 Slip is a very good show. I still listen to it, although I pretend I don't. And please like his page. He definitely deserves the 20,000 hits. I think that Matt Knapp is still waiting to hear from you. If you've had a paranormal or Bigfoot experience, please message him at bigfootcrossroads@gmail.com.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time, people, and he's now. I mean, he's falling apart, waiting for your call. He's curled up in a fetal position next to the telephone. You know, so get on it. You know, contact Matt Knapp today.
Do it. If you just drop what you're doing, switch this show off, contact him immediately with your big.
Oh, maybe this is him. Maybe this is him calling in now.
And our first caller is from Reading. Hello, welcome to Phone In. What's your question to the panel? Hello? Hello there, this is Phone In. What is your question?
That wasn't Matt. It wasn't Matt.
No, it wasn't Matt, was it? Okay, we will return next week, despite the hopes of many, with some more Bigfoot news. It's good night from me, and it's good night from them. Good night.
Good night, all.